Hey all, what's up YouTube? I would like you all to stop what you're doing right now and sit down and listen to what I have to share with you all, as I feel with this message to you guys that I want to share with you all is an important reminder for us all to live by and do what we can on our daily lives. As we know basically that January 2019 has begun and is almost over and is fast approaching nearing the end, as we know. But I thought to share this video as it reads about how to make 2019 be in that mindset of positivity, and hopefully in saying this that you'll enjoy this, because this should just ring true not just in the year 2019 but every year as we make our resolution in our lives. It's all about having the right people in our lives, obviously, as well as the motivational drive, sole purpose of knowing our worth, as well as our purpose in life, along with also in saying this other elements that are important to us that we look at. So here I am hopefully today to share this, and I mentioned about looking into my 2018 resolutions or goals and if I've succeeded in passing them or not, which will be linked in the I-bar above me, which you can click after this video to revert back to what I shared and as a form of a motivational support kind of video for you guys. So does this all sound familiar though, that you know, I can't do this, I can't be asked, why is this happening to me, of this everyday situation I'm facing, now why am I hitting a brick wall, so on and so forth. You're not alone. We are sometimes always in a rut in ourselves, no matter what part of our life we're in, of our journey, that we do tend to go through it. You know, it's all about, as I said, in the mindset, and as well as how we go about it in our everyday life, regardless what it is, with the right people, as well as all these other key elements that I just clearly illustrated to you just now. So if you feel like this in any way, feel free to maybe comment below, and while you're commenting below, share your thoughts on what your goals are, what you tried to do to succeed last year. Are you going to try again this year with the same goals, or are there going to be any form of difference on this, as well as in saying this, so that hopefully that in saying this that we can get together to achieve the goals. Because like I said, I'm here to hopefully start an open discussion. So you may be questioning to me, so Aspie, what can we do about this? Are you really ready for the tips that I'm going to give you, as well as the advice along with these two tips that will come along the way with you based on most of them? Great, so let's continue. Tip number one is obviously having a positive mindset. Yes, I've said this before, the power of positive thinking is important and crucial to us. Obviously you may be thinking basically, even though it's a popular concept, yes, and also in saying this, it's like this is no brainer, but it can be really difficult because you may be challenging me, Aspie, you can't always be positive all the time. Yes, I know it may feel a little cliche about it, but it has been proven, and the physical and mental benefits of the positive thinking has been demonstrated multiple times by scientific studies. Positive thinking can give us more confidence and obviously improve our mood, and also even reduce the likelihood of developing some of the conditions such as hypertension, depression, and any other stress related condition. Yes, we all go through some difficult times in life. Believe you me, I have as well. We do struggle, as I said. Life wasn't made to be easy. Life is a journey, I believe, as I shared in one of my videos, and life is what we make of it and what is made for us to create as a creator, a painter, author of our life. We are in control of our thoughts, our passions, our actions, and everything else, as well as in our learning and desire, so much more. So all this sounds too be good to be true, right? But what does this power of positive thinking really mean? You can define positive thinking in a way of positive imagery, positive self-talk, information, or general optimism, but these are still general ambiguous concepts. If you want to be effective in the way of your thinking and being more positive, you'll need to concrete some of the examples to help you through these processes. So there are at least 7 tips here I want to give to you guys. So there are more, but these are just my tips. Number 1, start the day with positive information. You may have heard me say this so many times before. You know, sometimes maybe when you get up in the morning, maybe you can set your tone for the rest of the day for yourself for these positive informations. You know, you maybe have to question yourself, have you ever woken up late and panicked, and then you felt nothing has happened throughout the day, basically got nothing done and whatnot, or you're even running late for work or what have you, whatever that you've got planned. This is basically showing that you may have started on the wrong foot of your negative emotion instead of the positive, and maybe a pessimistic view that carried it into every other events that you may have experienced in your life. Instead of letting this dominate you, however, start your day with a positive affirmation. Talking to yourself in the mirror. You may think that's crazy, but that's what I do sometimes, talking in the mirror, just talking to myself. Even if you feel silly with some statements. Today will be a good day. I am alive, I am well, I am kicking. I am not going to let my bad situation, if I'm going through one, take over me. I am in control of my everyday thoughts, actions, decisions, and choices. I am going to rise above these struggles and hope for the best, that my day will be a best day ever. I'm going to have an awesome day, or today is going to be an awesome day. You'll be amazed how much your day will improve with number 2. Focus on the good things, however small they are. I know you may be thinking, but I always thought you have to think on the bigger things, not just the small things. Bear with me on this thought. You're going to encounter, as I said, so many trials and tribulations in life, regardless what it may be. There's no such thing as a perfect day in our life. When you encounter such a challenge or tribulation in your life, however, focus on the benefits, no matter how slight or unimportant they may seem to you. For example, I'll give you are stuck in a traffic jam, right? And obviously you're thinking about how to listen to your favorite podcast or what have you, while you're stressed. Now's the time maybe to listen to the rest of the podcast that you have saved on your phone or on your CD or wherever you may be listening to. Another example is, if the store ran out of food, you may have to want to prepare some food and think about the thrill of trying something new, of new food, or just basically finding ways just to make your own food at home. Number 3, find humour in the silliest stuff or in the bad situations. Yes, it's okay to have a laugh and experience humour in the darkest moments of your lifetime, of what you're going through, of these trials and tribulations. Remind yourself that this situation that you're going through will probably make for a good story later. And try to crack a joke about it. Say you're laid off from a job or something. Imagine the most absurd way you'll spend your last day, like what have you, to pursue the next one. Like a kangaroo handler, or maybe a bubblegum sculptor. It's just anything that's maybe tickle your fancy. Find it funny so that you can. Number 4 is turning your failures into life lessons. Yes, we aren't all perfect. We are bound to make mistakes in our everyday lives and experience failures in multiple contexts, in multiple jobs or multiple situations that we go through, as well as people. Instead of focusing on how you failed, think about what you're going to do next time. Turn your failure into a life lesson. Conceptualize this in some concrete rules. For example, you could come up with 3 new rules for yourself for managing projects as a result of that failure if you were working on a project. Number 4, transform negative self-talk into positive self-talk. Negative self-talk now and again creep up on us so easily, and it is often hard to notice. You might think, I'm so bad at this, or I should have tried harder, or I shouldn't have tried this in the first place. But these thoughts can turn into internalized feelings and emotions, and might cement the conceptions of yourself, of how you feel about yourself and whatnot. When you catch yourself doing this, stop and replace those negative messages with positive ones. For example, to help you with this, I'm so bad at this, become, once I get more practice in me of what I can do, I will be way better at what I'm striving for. I shouldn't have tried, can then be turned into, that didn't work out as planned, maybe next time. 6, focus on the present. I'm talking about the present day that you're sitting in right now. Just sit in the moment, not today, not this hour, just the exact moment. You might be getting chewed out by your boss, by him or her lecturing you about something you've returned late, maybe a report you were doing for them and whatnot, but an exact moment is happening that's so bad, or what is it you may need to question yourself is happening. Forget the comment that he or she may have made 5 minutes ago to you. Just let it go. Just focus on this individual moment. In my situation, you'll find it's not as bad as you may have imagined it to be. Sources of negativity stem from a memory on a recent event, or the exaggerated moment or imagination of a potential future event. Stay in that present moment as much as you can. Number 7, find some positive friends, mentors and co-workers. When you're surrounded with positive people, you'll hear positive outlooks, positive stories and positive informations. Their positive words will then sink in and affect your own line of thinking, which will then affect your words, and similarly will contribute to the group. Finding positive people around you to fulfill you in your lifetime can be difficult, but you need to eliminate the negativity in your life before it consumes you to the core. Do what you can to improve the positivity of others and let their positivity affect you the same way as it has for them. Almost anybody in any situation can apply these lessons that I'm sharing with you all of these first tips in your lives and increase your positive attitude. As you might imagine, positive thinking offers compounding returns, so more often you practice it, the greater benefits you'll realize in the long run. Tip number 2 quickly is find out how, what and why equals your purpose. What do I mean here is that everybody's life journey is different, and that we shouldn't have to compare each other's life journey regardless of many people have succeeded more than us. Yes, I'll agree that my journey is slower than others of some things that I have not achieved, be it getting married, getting a job, having kids or whatever it may be, but in all timing with the right person, I guess. But what I'm saying is you gotta question yourself. Basically, what am I doing in my life right now, that is making me happy, or me having this journey in this first place? Am I happy with what is happening with me right now? How am I going to achieve my goal? How am I going to get the right support I need to achieve these goals? Why some of the things that is happening to me right now of the bad is happening to me, and what can I do about it? It's okay to ask yourself these questions and to reflect them on for a time and to know what you want. We all need to ask ourselves these questions once in a while of these harder questions. As mentioned now, that we need to make sure not to dwell on the for too long to find the right answer, because you need to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Don't forever get mad or hard on yourself when things don't go your way when least expect it, because obviously, as I said before, things happen for a reason of your everyday situation. Sometimes you have to ride through the storm before you see rainbows and sunshine. I believe everything does happen for a reason, and it does challenge us and take its toll on us, I believe. Also, in saying this though, you could say to yourself, okay, what I was trying to aim for didn't work this way, but if I do it another way, will it work for me? We need to find some vision and also our purpose in life of the great things obviously that we go through will take time, so we have, as I said, we have to go through the hard stuff before we can go through the other stuff. If you want to be fulfilled, happy, content, and experience some inner peace, ultimate fulfillment, it's critical that we need to learn how to find our passion and life purpose, because as I said before, everybody has a purpose in life. Purpose as the compass to guide us. Our goals and action plan may not ultimately fulfill us. For some people though, it's not as easy to identify a passion that they like, or what really sparks that passion or desire for them to keep motivated. You may even ask yourself at one point or another, what should I do with my life? What is my passion, or what is my life purpose? We've all been there, right? Alternatively, you can make anyone to enjoy what you do, but on a deeper exploration, discover that you're passionate about something altogether than what you can do. I'm going to quickly, hopefully if I've got enough time, give you 10 tips about finding your life passion and your true purpose. 1. Explore the things you love to do and what comes easy to you. We are all born with deep and meaningful purpose in our life that we have to discover. Your purpose isn't something you need to make up. It's already there for you in the making. You just have to uncover it in order to create the life you want for yourself. You may ask yourself, what's my purpose in life? You can begin to discover your passion or your purpose by exploring 2 things. Number 1 is, what do you love to do? And number 2, what comes easy to you? Of course, it does take work to work and on ourselves to develop our talents. Even the most gifted musician, for example, still has practice, but it should feel natural, like rowing downstream rather than upstream. I like to obviously advocate, teach you all about autism and mental health, as well as just to coach, to help you guys and everything else. Some of these things do come easy for me, but it still takes a lot of practice in me. These things also, after trying to invest myself in a lot of years of training myself through maybe life skills and experiences of what I've been through, to what I've done in Polytech as well as school basically, and so on and so forth. I loved every minute of it, sort of thing, even though work is required, but suffering isn't. If you're struggling and suffering, you may be, not living on that purpose. Number 2 is ask yourself what qualities you enjoy expressing the most in the world. What I mean here, first and foremost, ask yourself, what are your 2 qualities you most enjoy expressing in the world? As you know, mine is advocating. My love, peace, hope, comfort, and joy, along with many other qualities. And then the second to ask yourself is, what are the 2 ways you most enjoy expressing these qualities? Mine is trying to inspire, advocate, and empower people to a point where hopefully they can find comfort in some form of relief. Number 3, create a life purpose statement. Take a few moments and write a description of what the world would look like in your eyes if it were operating perfectly according to you and no one else. In my perfect world, everybody is living in their highest vision and what they're doing, being, and having everything they want. Finally, combine all these three in one of your statements and make sure you have a clear idea on your purpose. 4. Follow your inner guidance. What is your heart telling you? What if I told you that you have your own guidance system within you that can help you get from where you want to be in your life to where you want to go? It's called your inner GPS. You may have heard it before, which I have shared in Following Your Heart and Not Your Head in one of my videos, which I'll link in the card above me as well as in the description. You can imagine this GPS system basically of your inner GPS like similarly of what you're using in your car from getting to A to B, or even on your phone. Because obviously with a car it needs petrol and some form of, destination. So therefore we need to put in the inner GPS of instruction. I forgot one to just get us. For the system to work, however, it simply needs you to know your beginning, location and your end. The navigation system figures out the rest by use of an onboard computer that receives signals from multiple satellites and calculates your exact position. Then it plots a perfect course for you. That's how a GPS works. So deciding where you want to go. All you have to do is decide where you want to go by clarifying your vision right now, then lock in your destination through goal setting, affirmations and visualizations, and start taking the actions that will move you in the right direction. With every picture you visualize, you're inputting the destination you want it to go to. With every picture you visualize, though, however, or every time you express a preference for something, you're expressing an intention for yourself. A table by the window, front row seats at a conference, first class tickets to go somewhere of your destination, so on and so forth. All these images and thoughts are sending requests to the universe for you. In other words, just to sum that up, is once you clarify it and then stay focused on your vision, you can do this with a vision board or meditation or whatever form. These exact steps will keep appearing along the way in the form of your internal guidance, creating ideas and new opportunities. Be clear about your life purpose is number 5. Once you're clear about what you want to keep in your mindset, constantly focused on it, the how will keep showing up, sometimes just when you need it and not in a moment earlier. You were born with an inner guidance that tells you when you are on or off course, the amount of joy you are experiencing. The things that bring you the greatest joy are in alignment with that purpose in your life and will get you to where you want to go. When you are present, your goals of the universe with all its powerful technology will be surprised and dazzled by what it delivers. This is the magic and miracles that will truly happen. Take some time to think honestly and openly about where you are currently in your life and what you want to do with your life. Next, think about where you would like to be. If your life is perfect right now, what would it be looking like? What kind of job would you have and where would you be living? By continuing this exercise, you'll see powerful triggers to your subconscious mind to help you get there. 6. Conduct a passion test. This is developed by Chris and Jean Atwood. The passion test is a simple yet elegant process. You start by filling in the blank 15 times in the following statement. When my life is ideal, I am. The words you choose, you've got to remember in the blank needs to be a verb. Once you've created at least 15 statements, you need to identify the top 5 choices. To do this, you may compare statements to number 1 and 2 to the most important and the least important. Take the one of that comparison and decide whether it's more or less important to statement number 3, and so on and so forth. Next, create markers for each of your top 5 passions so that you can look into your life and easily tell whether you are living that passion or not. Like, basically, for me, my ideal life goal I'm hoping is basically just to still advocate for you guys and also helping people in a way to support you guys in reaching your goal and whatever else. Once you know what your passions are and how your life will look like when you're living it, you can create these action plans to turn it into reality of your dreams. Number 7, think about the times you've experienced the greatest joy in life. Another technique here you can use is to help identify your purpose is conduct a joy review. So please set aside about 30 minutes of your day or even less. It can only maybe be 10-15 minutes if you want to have it, and make the list of all the times in your life that you felt the greatest joy in life. This does obviously show me basically a better understanding of basically what I can offer and what have you in my frame of mind. Look through the pattern among all those times that has been the most joyful times. You know, since we know that joy is a part of internal guidance, since I'm telling you when you are on course, you can obviously determine a lot about your life purpose from completing this joy review. Number 8, follow this example of finding purpose. you need to basically remember, obviously, when it comes down to it, you know, you need to question yourself, when have I felt the most fulfilled? You know, noticing that one of the experiences, and when you've listed the three that you may experience, you know, what is the most fulfillment as being an example, a doctor or a teacher. These incidents maybe, you know, can give you a lighter day. Take time for yourself. As we examine life further, it can become apparent that we need to take time for ourselves regardless what it may be, even though we know our life can be busy regardless of our job that we have, be it like for doctors, it can be really busy because you're on call all the time and whatnot, and sometimes you need to make sure that that turning point, you need to have that time for yourself as a me time. It's okay to have a time for yourself. Number 9, align your goals with your life purpose and passions. We are all gifted human individuals with a set goal of talents and interests that tell us what we're supposed to be doing. Once we know what our life purpose is, organize all those activities around it if we can. Everything we should do is an expression of of our purpose. If an activity or goal doesn't fit that, you know, formula, don't work on it at all. Align it with your purpose. Aligning your purpose is obviously crucial here when setting professional goals. When it comes to personal goals, you may have to allow for more flexibility though. However, if you want to learn how to paint or water ski, go ahead and do so. If your goal is to get fit and lose weight, move ahead with confidence. Nurturing yourself, again, as I said, emotionally with your tip number 1, with self-affirmation, believing in yourself. You know, this will make you more energized and resilient and motivated to live your purpose on the professional front. However, don't ignore the signs that your job or career isn't right for you right now. If you dread Monday mornings and live for the weekends, it may be a sure telltale sign to follow your heart and pursue the work you long to do. Last but not least, 10. Lean into your true life purpose. Once you have gained more clarity about your purpose in life, you don't need to complete the overhaul of your life completely. Instead, just lean into it bit by bit. Start living your purpose a little more fully every day and pay attention to the feedback you're receiving from others, and in terms of these results you are producing, and you may also tell how you're feeling. This